Video games have become the biggest media industry today, surpassing movies, music, and television. Each year, children read less and less and play video games more and more. The typical child plays video games about 4 hours a day. The violence portrayed in gaming is worrisome because children don't have the capacity to distinguish between violence seen in gaming and violence in the real world. Video games are rated by the Entertainment Software Rating Board in order to provide concise information regarding the content on the video or computer game. The ratings for video and computer games are put into place so that parents and consumers can make decisions on appropriate games. Throughout history, different types of media allowed people to communicate in various ways. Technology started to quickly change. These new technologies have affected the way people viewed and changed the methods of how messages were delivered. Technologies became more accessible, and the process of delivering the messages became easier. There is one essential theme that has been constant throughout history. This is and was violence in the media. Violence in entertainment started off in the early ancient days. Gladiators and prisoners fought each other as a form of entertainment for their people. Advancements in technology has had a huge impact on how violence can slowly be integrated in modern outlets of communication to the people, such as video games, television, and movies. Modern technology is starting to become more accessible to the general public and consumers. This advancement helped to accelerate the delivery of violence in the media, even reaching out to children. As modern society is bombarded by violence in the media, people subconsciously become desensitized towards what really is violent and what isn't. Research done by some scientists says that yes, violent media does affect children. One study used MRI technology to take images of children's brains while they watched violent media. These brain map images showed a direct and immediate physical response to the viewing of violence. When playing a violent game, for example, the parts of the brain that control important functions like threat detection were activated in the children. In other words, the brain responds as if the game was real and the user of the game was actually in danger. The brain can then store these fictional threatening events and recall them later, resulting in similar behaviors. There are two sides to this controversy, of course. Rockstar Games, maker of bestsellers like Grand Theft Auto, feel that the media violence is a factor of life. They compare their violent games to art mediums like books, films, and TV. They believe that everyone should be able to make their own choices about what type of art they want to consume.
I'm in the business of building computers for gamers and power users that need something better than what you can buy off the shelf. Video games allow for a much more immersive experience. I've been playing violent video games since Atari 2600, so 25 plus years. I don't think that playing violent video games has made me more violent as a person in any way, no.
Comic book author and children's entertainment expert Gerald Jones also believes that the controversy is getting out of control. When asked if violent video games make kids violent, he responds,
So it's normal that kids are going to be interested in these things. Now, what kind of violence might be disturbing for what age? I mean, there's a definite, I think one of the things that's hard when you're trying to make the world less violent is the understanding that as our parental anxieties go up, kids need to figure out what it's about goes up too. And so there's a relationship. I think unless your child is showing signs of being genuinely paranoid or delusional or obsessive about violence, I don't think you have to worry about the shooter game turning your kid into a shooter. Shooter games, I do not believe, turn people into shooters, and nothing in the research supports the idea that they do.
Most of the research, though, points to believe that children exposed to violent media experience aggression, desensitization, and fear. The cultivation theory is one explanation of this. Heavy violent media viewing can distort a child's worldview, causing them to overestimate the likelihood of that they will be victims of a crime, leading to fear and anxiety. The more the child relates to the violent character, the higher the risk of negative effects.